It's no secret that the electric vehicle space has been sensitive to rate hikes as consumers think twice about making big purchases. However, EV makers have been in the news lately for various reasons. Lucid Group has been trying to compete with Tesla by offering luxury electric vehicles. The company recently announced that it exceeded expectations for vehicle production in 2022. We'll look at what this means for the EV market moving forward, as well as for investors. Join me today in this video, where we can explain Lucid Car Company and have answers that can Lucid compete with Tesla, other automakers, and also is a good time to invest Lucid Company. The luxury electric vehicle maker known for the fastest charging EV on the market recently announced that production was able to over-deliver based on previous guidance. Lucid produced 3,500 vehicles at the manufacturing plant in Arizona and delivered 1,900 vehicles during the fourth quarter. On an annual basis, the luxury EV maker produced 7,180 vehicles, which exceeded the original guidance of 6,000 to 7,000. While the company exceeded guidance on cars produced, it only delivered 4,400 EVs during the year. It's worth noting that Lucid initially slashed its 2022 EV production target back in February due to supply chain and production issues. At the time, shares of the EV maker dropped significantly as investors weren't happy with this news. Due to logistics issues, the company had to cut its delivery guidance in August of that year. Lucid CEO Peter Rawlinson commented, "We remain confident in our ability to capture the tremendous opportunities ahead given our technology leadership and strong demand for our cars." Rawlinson also stated on the investor call that the supply chain issues weren't related to the ongoing global shortage of semiconductor chips. Instead, the problems were due to commodity parts like glass and carpet. How is Tesla performing? Tesla recently announced its electric vehicle delivery stats for 2022. The company produced 440,000 vehicles and delivered over 405,000 cars in the fourth quarter. For the full year, vehicle production was up 47% on a year-over-year basis to 1,400,000, while vehicle deliveries went up 40% to 1,300,000. Tesla will share the financial results for the fourth quarter and the full year on January 25, 2023. After the market closes, we will be monitoring the situation to see how the company performed. The most important news coming from Tesla is the recent price cuts, with the Model 3 in China going for less than NIO's ED5 mid-size sedan. Tesla's version is priced at $33,000, while NIO's product is at $45,000 for an equivalent model. Furthermore, Tesla has begun production at 2 new factories this year, one in Austin, Texas, and the other in Brandenburg, Germany. Can Lucid compete with Tesla, NIO, and other automakers? Whether or not Lucid can compete with Tesla and other automakers has been a major question over the last few years. Elon Musk went on record last month to state that he thought Lucid was about to die when he tweeted that it wasn't long for the world. We have already looked at how Tesla is performing, so we need to mention NIO, the Chinese EV maker. The company recently lowered the delivery outlook for the fourth quarter due to supply chain disruptions that were caused by COVID-related restrictions. It expects to deliver between 38,500 to 39,500 EVs in the final quarter of the year, which is down from the initial expectations of 43,000 to 48,000. NIO shares dropped about 8% when this news came out. The biggest issue for Lucid is delivering its vehicles to customers. It's worth mentioning that EV makers have used the direct sales model that Tesla originally introduced to allow customers to purchase vehicles from the source instead of going to a dealer's lot. Another big concern for Lucid is the overall economy and consumer spending habits. With an average price for luxury EVs landing around $140,000, there are worries that consumers will be limiting their spending on non-discretionary purchases. What's happening in the electric vehicle market? While the economy is in a confusing state, with soaring inflation and aggressive rate hikes, consumer spending has decreased in certain categories. One thing worth mentioning about the electric vehicle market and the clean energy space overall is that global governments are allocating more funds towards this sector. The Biden administration announced the Inflation Reduction Act last year, which was designed to encourage businesses to transition towards green energy. This colossal investment in cleaner energy had the government allocate $369 billion towards investments in renewable energy sources and tax credits. It was created to incentivize companies to produce cleaner energy in the U.S., and many companies will want to take advantage of this opportunity. The various tax credits should encourage people to transition toward electric vehicles. However, we can't ignore the role of soaring inflation and rate hikes on consumer spending habits, since there are still concerns about a possible recession in 2023. Should you invest in Lucid Group? Shares of Lucid Group Inc. are hovering around the $8 mark, and the stock is down about 79% from 1 year ago. The company will report its results for the fourth quarter on February 22, 2023. So we will be paying attention to see how the earnings worked out for them. Investors will want to know what customers are paying for every Lucid sold and details about the delivery schedule. It was impressive that the company produced 3,500 cars during the quarter, but investors will wonder why only 1,900 vehicles were delivered. It's unknown if the vehicle deliveries weren't higher due to logistics issues or a lack of customers. Lucid delivered just shy of 1,400 vehicles in the third quarter, with an average price of almost $140,000. A major concern for EVs right now is the idea of price cuts due to the news that came out about Tesla lowering its price. We will have to wait and see if the company decides to cut the price of its luxury EVs. In positive news, Lucid's stock price has risen about 32% in 2023 as tamer inflation numbers have led to the return of investors to growth stocks. This was also in addition to the positive news of Lucid exceeding production expectations on electric vehicles in 2022. What made the over-delivery even more impressive was that the company increased production in the fourth quarter to the point that the one quarter reached almost half of the production for the entire year. Another bit of positive news for Lucid was a cash injection of $1.5 billion last month due to an equity offering. About $915 million of that equity came from a private sale of almost 86 million shares to Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. During the last earnings report, Lucid revealed that it had about $3.85 billion in cash as of September. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the car nerd for detailed explanation of Lucid Company. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more captivating content. Stay tuned for our next exploration into the extraordinary realm of cars. Until then, drive with passion and embrace the thrill of the road.